why OYO was the best kind of job for you? Because of the startup rush you felt there?
It's an Indian company and a proud one. It had the main studio in India. So obviously I had to be there to get the work done. You know, I'm from London, UK. Us Brits are sarcastic. For that, really, I thought, why have they put me with this?
I know.
I can't believe it. I love all the festivals that you guys have too. My favourite is Holi, because it's a real party and it's just fun. Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Ashish.
So our very first podcast, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
In this series, we want to say a little bit about our thoughts and opinions about many different subject matters, and I hope people like them. As we've just kicked off the very first episode, just like to speak a little bit about our story, why we're doing it. So if you want to let the guys know how we met, for example, that'd be a good start.
Yeah. So that's a good intro to start with, I would say, and it's a very interesting story to start with, to be honest. Bring up the right topic, that how we guys met. That's, I guess, back in 2019, where I joined OYO Rooms, and you were there before me, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And handling quite a bit things there, right? I was a newbie, and there was too many things to handle, and I was trying to, find a fit for myself. And found you there, and you were quite supportive there, and in the too many areas we worked together in too many stuff. I was not from brand background, so it started with brand. I'm more of a tech person, as you know. So I started my kind of literally a brand and marketing journey from OYO, and you were quite a good support there in terms of helping me understanding the brand, and also me being me. Infused a bit of tech in there, where also you again quite engaging there and quite encouraging there, because that was a good tool for the complete team as well. So yeah, that was kind of intro towards the how we met, and you want to bring some light there how we met according to you. What was your impressions when you see OYO environment in India, and what was your impression of me first time? Be honest, and need not to be sarcastic there, I would say.
Yeah, well, I'm always sarcastic because, and I'm from London, UK. Us Brits are sarcastic, so just the way we roll. Some people say sarcasm's the lowest form of humor, but it really isn't. It's quite clever if you get it right. It's just that most people don't understand it, and that's their fault. But anyway, so that was sarcasm there, by the way, too. But back in 2019, first time I ever came to India. Would I have thought about coming to India before? Maybe, but maybe on a vacation kind of thing. But a great experience, and loved working at OYO. It's my favorite job. Love working with you. We worked together alongside, on many big projects, many big projects, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love the energy and the drive of the whole place, found it quite inspirational. And because we worked together, obviously we became best friends off the back of that. And stayed best friends ever since. By the time that we left OYO, all the way through these past nearly 6.5 years to now, and always will be best mates. So it's a nice story, it's a good story.
So why OYO was the best kind of job for you? Because of the startup rush you felt there, quite a bit, it was always kind of running here and there for the projects. Today we are doing this, tomorrow we are doing this, not churning the other things but running things in parallel. It
was the first time I ever worked in a startup. Previously I'd worked at long established big corporate companies, Saatchi and Saatchi, Yellow Pages, all those kind of guys, so which I loved. But for me, it was that kind of adrenaline rush, as you mentioned, and the energy in that place, was incredible, and everything was kind of kicking off at once, so many projects, really exciting. When it started as a startup, probably 5 years before that. And it was still early stages when we were there. It's still going well now, but yeah, it just really kind of drove me. And because I'd never experienced that before. And obviously, working in India, because my role was global, studio manager based out of London, but because it's an Indian company and a proud one, it had the main studio in India. So obviously I had to be there to get the work done. That's the place that had all the copywriters, designers, videographers in the brand marketing and design department. So kind of threw myself into it and loved every second of it. And it's a kind of cultural thing for me as well, because obviously the first time I'd ever worked in India. So that was an eye-opener in a really nice way too. And yeah, I think when you're in someone else's country on holiday or working or whatever, you know, it's all about respect, and you've got to respect people's values of that particular country and adapt really quickly because you've got to. And I tried to do all of those things, and you know, I've always had a very hard work ethic, but you've got to get on with the people. That's the most important thing of any company. Processes come and go and change and blah, 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 but the most important thing is the people that are working there. So many different characters, quite a young generation as well, which, you know, again, inspired me. But yeah, it was just the start of our friendship from there on, really. And it's probably a zillion to one chance that one, I would have worked for an Indian company and come overseas. Could have been any of them if I did, not just OYO, and then met you off the back of that. So it is kind of a zillion to one chance, but, you know, and I've regretted it ever since, unfortunately.
I guess you received the equal amount of love and I would say affection from Indian side, where, you know, which made you stay here even now. And also, you know, you received the same kind of behavior and what you have given to the people, right? That's, you know, one of the major reason, and I can vouch and validate for that. And like we mentioned about startup culture, right? The hidden rush and everything, which, you know, attracted you a lot, not only towards India, but towards many things. Like we are also kind of, you know, working on our own startup, which I guess we can, you know, talk about it later in the coming episodes. What it is all about and stuff like that. Which is I'm quite you know, excited about to review maybe in the later episodes. So I guess that kind of validates your OYO journey, which that it didn't rush and doing on, you know, multiple things, working on multiple things. Is that I'm perceiving it right?
Yeah, exactly. And if it wasn't for OYO, I wouldn't have come to India, wouldn't have met you, wouldn't have met all the other amazing people in OYO that I'm still good friends with, and outside of OYO too, that I bumped into socially, became good friends through that. Some real life experiences. Some people that I've spoken to in India who are Indian, you know, said, "You must be crazy. We want to do the other route. We want to leave India and go to London and stuff." Well,
it's about the perceptions.
Yeah.
You know, it's about you know, your personal preference.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it the other way around because I want to. And it's a lifestyle choice. I've done my time in London. Proud to be English. I love London. It's one of my favorite cities. Who wouldn't? For many reasons. I will always be a visitor back there, but after 20 odd years working there, I've done my time, mate, to be honest. And it's, you know, big world, short life. And it's my choice as a lifestyle to come here. And I've been here the last 2.5 years.
So to give more context on that to our listeners, that, you know, when we are talking about your journey towards from UK to India, like I know it, you know it, and people around us knows it. But for our listeners, can you clarify that when you talk about your, you know, moving from London to India, how it's been, and also just elaborate how many years it's been for you living here and how you feel about it, what all places you have just for the, for our listener to understand the context of your love for India so far.
Yeah. Been living here 2.5 years now, in Gurgaon, which is a place I knew well. I lived there back in 2019. I've traveled around about 10 states in India with you, and the most fun ones are certainly the road trips rather than the flights. And it's been amazing, and seen so many different things and experienced so much. And you've been a great help with that. I wouldn't have done hardly any of that with you, with your local knowledge, and this is the best place to go and where not to go, all that kind of thing.
So on that note, I would say, basically, I guess there's a lot to cover in travel and what all you loved during our road trips and XYZ. There's a lot to discuss. So I would say people should stay tuned, because I guess upcoming episodes will be about all about travel experiences, about my travel experiences from my perspective and your travel experiences too, especially in India. People will be very keen to know exactly what you felt about the different states, different flavors.
Because everyone loves travel. Some people necessarily can't afford to travel, but I hope they will be able to one day. Some people maybe can't be bothered, want to stay in their own country, and that's fine. Everyone's got their own things, but as I mentioned, it's a big world, and you gain so much, I think, global and international experience from visiting so many countries, which we'll cover in a future episode. And it's nice to hear from my take on India, from your take as well, when we'll be visiting the UK soon this year, to London. And as you know, I'm from a tiny little village called St. Dominic, which is in the county of Cornwall. You have states, we have counties, same thing, different name, which is one of the most beautiful counties. I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. It's true. Because when people from the UK don't go abroad on holiday, they all go to Cornwall. That's how Cornwall gets by on its tourism.
Land's End.
Land's End, strangely enough, is at the end of the land. Exactly. If you go any further, you just hit the ocean. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful village. Still got a few family there and a few kind of friends there as well. But these days they're kind of dotted around, like London and Bath, which is beautiful as well, Manchester, which is cool, and different parts. Close circle of about 5 or 6 top mates, obviously, of which you are certainly up there.
Yes.
And but it's nice coming to India. It's been a real eye-opener as well. Meeting new people, experiencing different food, which is nice too, and proper Indian food over here. And the weather, I love the weather here, because England can get a bit gloomy. I miss the seasons, with a bit of snow at Christmas and the summer, we get round 28, 29, which is hot for England, unlike 45 degrees in Delhi. And obviously I miss some of the English food, the traditional kind of Sunday roasts and all day English breakfasts, proper fish and chips, Cornish pasties. If the viewers stroke listeners don't know what Cornish pasties is, I suggest they Google it, because it's beautiful. Devon cream teas, all that kind of thing, that I was brought up with and kind of miss a bit, to be honest. But yeah, and I think from my perspective, I've always been fascinated in India. I think it's a very spiritual country. People come to find themselves, they say, in India. But then if you find yourself and you don't like yourself, you better go home quick.
So that's why
I'm still here.
You're still here.
Yeah,
you don't hate it.
I still kind of like myself.
That's good.
Yeah, and so it's lots of things, including I love all the festivals that you guys have too. My favourite is Holi, because it's a real party and it's just fun. Just fun, man. We don't get that in the UK. I've never experienced that, with the colours and people go bonkers. Diwali is really amazing as well, I think, with all, when you see at night all the lights and all the different buildings, and it's a very much a family affair, I know, but that's beautiful. And even this kind of smaller festivals, but just as important, like Lorry. I love that, walking around the fire 3 times and stuff. Loads of different festivals that we don't get. So yeah, it's refreshing. So interesting to see what you think of UK.
I'm sure I'm
when
going
you
to
visit.
love it. There would be maybe not festive rich country, but there would be different culture to experience for sure. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And there would be, like you mentioned, my mouth was already watering when you were mentioning all those roast and Cornish pastries and whatnot also. Yeah, it will be a good experience for sure. Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course.
So what was your opinion about, like, what was your first impression, not only about India, you have already explained about that. What was your impression after, I'm not asking about my first impression on you, but I'm asking about after.
Do you do impressions?
I'm asking
Okay.
about the overall impression of yours after knowing me a bit about, about my work, what I do, and how I infuse
Yeah.
myself in the scheme of things with the brand.
I remember when our boss, said to me, right, you're working on this big project. I won't bore people with it too much, but it was an important project for OYO, working in the brand marketing and design team, obviously. Putting in this kind of PMS system, briefs from the stakeholders, how they would all go to get work then by copy and then by design and then get QC'd and, massive scales of projects, so many projects, big, medium, small and stuff. And they said that you'd be working with Ashish on this, and I don't know what I deserved for
I
that,
know where it's
really.
going.
I thought, why have they put me with this idiot?
I know.
I can't believe it. This is gonna...
Exactly. And
I'm
how
joking.
it turned out to be.
I'm joking, of
sure.
course. Because obviously, give me a bit of background about you too, about, product guy, and he'd be the perfect person to work on it with me. And I said, are you sure? Really? She said, yeah, just run with it.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Yeah.
And it worked a treat. It did.
It was a good sessions. I remember back in OYO when we used to scribble down the board, with all the creative inputs and everything. And also, so I'll put it in that way that it was basically creative brains for that project was yours. Like it was like UI, UX, and because I was not coming from that background, it was basically the input was coming from you and a few other members where we are like lining up how you want the system to be. But the product and the tech side of the things where we are like, I bring the expertise there, and the creative side, how it should look, how we can OYO-fight that thing. So that came from you. So it was a very nice, I would say, team where we brought the product live there. That was a good experience of mine to work there with you and also with other team members.
Exactly.
Short sprint there, but it was an amazing sprint to remember for sure.
Yeah, it was. And because we had different skill sets, mine was from the kind of like process, project management side of things, working within the team, working good with people like you do too. And I was just trying to put all this together. One of many, many projects. And you came in with the techie bit and helped make it work and execute it. So between us, we did a great job.
That's what basically I would say, because of those short sprint projects and whatnot all, we have like stayed connected so far. We are like, it's been 6.5 years, we are still connected and talking about things.
Yeah.
So it proves that how much we loved it.
We've worked in obviously different companies since and stuff. And as you mentioned earlier, we've got our own thing going on, and we'll reveal that later, a few episodes down the line. But that would be exciting and amazing to be working with you again.
Absolutely.
For sure. And it's like I said, my favorite job I've ever had. And a lot of happy memories socially too. As you well know, there's a lot of things I can't say on this podcast because obviously they'll be edited out. But I know you and I enjoy a beer, especially me being English. And that's why they call them in India English wine and beer shops. That's what we're famous for, having a beer. So we've had many.
Yeah.
Too many to count over the years, but enjoyed it. You know, we like to work hard, play harder. It's that kind of,
that's
you know,
yeah.
and have fun when you're doing it and stuff. And
Exactly.
and also not just from yourself as well, but you know, your family have been amazing to me. Your mum and dad and Pablo, the golden lab, and kindly stayed with you guys for a month until I was looking for my own place, which you kindly helped me find as well in Golf Course Road. So yeah, it's memories like that, you know, that's you didn't expect when you're younger, but once you do experience them, they stay with you.
And plus, it's basically a two-way street, Rob. And being an Indian, I can vouch for Indian hospitality for sure. And also on the contradictory side, there are other things.
Just want to say, your parents did charge me a lot of money though when I stayed, you know.
Everybody can see a wink. No worries. So it's basically about, you know, hospitality, about Indian culture, and also in that term that what, you know, the other person is like. That other person also behave in certain manner that, you know, it, you know, receive on the receiving end, it deserves the hospitality what we give. So I would say you can give credit to yourself as well, not only the Indian hospitality or my parents' hospitality there. You can give yourself a credit as well for sure that.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, you know, I think it's an honor and a privilege to live here. I don't have to. I could live back home in UK. I could live wherever. But this is where I want to be. This is where my heart is. And I just think, you know, sometimes everyone isn't like that. You know, people don't respect the rules and how other countries are when they visit or when they holiday. And I don't like that lack of respect. Brits are partly responsible for that too. It comes from every country, Brits abroad and stuff. And most people are fine, but there's always the minority that spoil it and tarnish it and give us as a country sometimes a bad name. So, but largely on the whole, you know, most people are cool. Most people are cool. I've got a lot of Indian friends back in UK as well.
Yeah.
That's obviously a very diverse country these days. It's changed a lot since I was a kid growing up, for sure, which we'll cover, obviously, my thoughts on my country in another episode, your thoughts and changes you've seen in India, and vice versa in the future. But this is just a kind of, as it is our first podcast, just to kind of kick it off and people can know a little bit about us, how we met, you know, and what brought me here as well. So, but I'm looking forward to the future as well, not just here and now, because looking forward to meeting my Indian princess one day and maybe settle down, maybe. You never know. That would be nice. And yeah, looking forward to exploring more states in India too, because it's quite a big country.
29 states. So quite a bit to cover.
Exactly. I know. And I've done 10. So I'm looking forward to the hills.
That is,
One place I've never been, but been told so much about that looks incredible with the scenery there. So yeah, there's still so much to do, and I don't think you get bored in India either, really.
Interesting conversation. So basically, I would say that there's too much to cover in, you know, a single episode. So that's, you know, brings us to kind of, you know, too many episodes. So looking forward for that as well.
Yeah.
And I hope our listeners will enjoy, because that's quite interesting conversation going on, not about, you know, different cultures, but different perception from different personalities as well, like in terms of, you know, different backgrounds, different cultural background, like ways apart, and still connects at various, you know, points, which we can relate to, you know, at some point, which is like common for any, you know, wherever you belong from, which is a very good point. After meeting you, I realized that, you know, maybe different countries, different cultures, but, you know, the thought process, the brain and the heart kind of somewhere or the things the same, which is an interesting conversation. I'm sure our audience will love it and would love to hear more from us.
Yeah.
And I would say this could be the first episode, and going forward maybe we can talk about travel, music, whatever we want to share and want people to relate to us, and I'm sure they are going to do that.
I think it's nice from a cultural perspective as well. We'll talk a little more about that. Also some more personal things, of course, which are well spoken of now, and rightly so, like, the mental health side of things and LGBT and all that kind of stuff as well. There's lots of things that we have opinions on, some people might agree, some people might not, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Or you can say is from your own mind and stuff. But I look forward to covering those with you, for sure. And let's do it.
Look forward to it, man.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thank you.